Happy Wednesday, everyone. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're safe. And speaking of safety, again, I'm kind of on a continuum here, talking about what can possibly happen to you. Let's say you're out for a nice bike ride on a beautiful day, and suddenly you come under attack from a dog. You're out for a nice evening stroll, possibly just listening to your music, enjoying the day, and suddenly you're under attack. The last couple of days, I've talked about what to do to prevent the attack. What can you do to keep the animal off of you, to keep from being bitten and mauled by a dog? Now, after all those measures I told you, everything from bear mace to even opening up an umbrella, to standing, looking at the horizon, folding up your arms, to if you're a bicyclist, to using your bike as a shield and also using mace. You tried all of these things and they failed. The dog came through anyway, and you suddenly find yourself under attack. This can happen in your home from your own pet. 50% of the fatalities that occur every single year in this country occur from the family pet. So kind of keep this in mind. This is not strictly just a go for a walk situation or go for a ride situation. It can be inside your own home with your own pet. And after writing my book, I had a lady contact me, and that very same thing happened to her with a very large Akita. She did what I'm about to tell you, and she walked away from that incident. Otherwise, she was certain she could have been killed by her own dog. So guys, if you are ever attacked by a good-sized dog, medium to large dog, know this: they're only attacking you. Keep this in your head. This animal isn't here to feed on you. If it is a single dog attack, it is either for competitive reasons. You entered into a realm in which there's some object, some resource that the animal values more than you and is trying to make sure that you're not going to be a viable opponent. They're going to drive you away from that food, drive you away from that object. And they're going to come hard and they're going to come fast. For aggression to be effective, it must be swift. Or it's for territorial, which is really just a subdivision of competitive. I am going to repel you as an intruder. And there's a little subcategory I call chase. Some dogs just love the thrill of the hunt. And they want to chase something down, they want to grab something, and unfortunately, if they grab your bicycle tire, you can find yourself in a lot of trouble as you go over the handles. If they grab you as a walker or pedestrian, then you're still in trouble at that point there. So keep in mind, these are not an animal that is like a serial killer or like someone who just wants to murder you. They are attacking you for very natural reasons. They may not seem so natural to you, trust me, but it is for those reasons. So keep that parked in your brain, okay? That's the thing that I need you to keep in your head, because this moment is survivable. Because they're not going to hang around and shred you into a million pieces if you do the proper actions. Take the proper actions. Number one, big dogs. They want to take you down. They want you off your feet. You are not as deadly. You cannot cause them as many injuries if you're on the ground as versus standing. That goes way back to that wolf heritage, whether it be wolf-to-wolf intragroup control or wolf to a large herbivore. I want to yank it to the ground. If I can get it to the ground, then I can control it and I can kill it. I want to refer you back to a video I've shown before when I talked about don't do the alpha roll. I want to show you in this video how quickly this happens. So when we have two wolves, oops, let me get back, my bad. It's all a control thing around here, baby. Okay, so when we have, it's live. There we go. Watch what happens here. When they explode, there they go. Up, up, up. Because why up? Because if I get up, I can get on top. And if I can get on top, I have absolute control over you. No different than with human fighters. No different. Note to self, Brian, don't touch the screen on that particular video. Again, using a different app, whatever. So let's move over and get back to the thing. So if the animal comes up, it's going to come up very quickly. And it's going to come up and either A, wrap its legs around you and then push you over to the ground. Those aren't just legs. Wolves have actual claws, not just toenails, they're claws. And they use those. Dogs, again, having that same instinct, even though they may not have those claws, they're going to try and wrap their legs around you. They're going to come up hard, try and get you off your feet. If they can't get it done that way, they're going to grab an appendage. You stick your arms out, oh no, I'm being attacked. They grab the arm and they corkscrew you straight to the ground. And down you're going to go. So that being said, more than likely you're going down. So you take control of this situation. I'm going down. Well, I tell you what, you're right. I am going down. My terms. I'm going to do everything I can to lower myself to the ground, get to the ground in a controlled fashion. So I don't bang my head on the street, up against some fence. You have it. Again, be prepared. I told you yesterday, you're being attacked, face your attacker. Get your feet ready right then and there. If this doesn't work and they immediately slam into you, break your fall and then get under control. Once you're on the ground, because they're going to take you there, I want you to do what I call curl up and cover up. Don't fight back. Hear these words. Fight yourself. Fight that inside panic. Don't fight the dog. So I've got Lindsay here. She's a professional trainer with us, and she's in that position. Curl up and cover up. By doing this, you're protecting your head. When wolf kills wolf, which they don't do in their own pack, if that happens, that is a horrible accident that was never intended. But when wolf tries to kill wolf that's not in its pack, they do everything they can to get out of that fight in a real hurry. Because remember, contact is risky. So what they'll try to do is punch a hole right in the skull. Long canine driven right through the skull. So when most children are attacked, they're attacked in the head or in the facial area. This dog may attempt to do the same thing with you. If it's simply trying to just control you, it'll go for your neck. Wolf to wolf neck is control. Strongest appendage on their body. Strongest part of their entire body, like a thigh muscle, is the neck. The intent to kill is go for the head. If not, go for the neck to control. If that doesn't work, the dog can simply move around to another area. But they're not. They're not going to do this for long. Once you're down, once they're over you, they may take 1 or 2 bites. That's just probing. That's making sure. You down? You are down, right? This is me. I've got this situation. Once they've neutralized the threat, or they've neutralized the intruder, mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. They will walk away. But they will only walk away is if you maintain that position and you are capable of being as still as you can possibly be. Do your best to suffer, if you are suffering, in silence. You must play dead to this animal. You are not a threat. Any screams, any kicking, any flailing, and you suddenly become an opponent. You're not down. You didn't say, uncle, I will make you. And they will come right back into the fight. You must be dead to them. Be still. Most of the bites that occur in any of these other areas are completely survivable. Yeah, it's going to hurt. Later, in most situations, you could be given the blessing of self, or what we call stress-induced analgesia, where you don't feel the pain. So deal with it as best you can. Suffer in silence as best you can. Be as dead as you can be to that animal. And then when you feel it move away, because it will, then lay still for just a little while longer. Listen. Can you hear it breathing? Because it will be breathing loudly. Loudly. A lot of energy has been expended. It is way up in its own stress response. The heart rate's going 100 miles an hour. The eyes are dilated. It is in fight or flight. It is in fight. You will be able to hear it. You might be able to smell the dog. Feel its breath. But when you no longer can, I hear nothing. I feel nothing. Then slowly uncurl and start to crawl away. Crawl away. Don't stand up initially. If you're in a home, crawl to the nearest room that has a door and lock yourself in that room. Crawl to safety. And if you have a phone, call for help. But if you're inside, get to a room first before you call for help. If you're outside, crawl slowly, because why do I want you to crawl? If the animal is nearby and it sees you, you'll more than likely hear it coming. You'll sense its presence. Go back to step 2. Curl up and cover up. Once the animal leaves you again, you keep repeating this procedure. Be still and suffer, crawl away. Keep doing it until you're certain the animal has left you, and then do what you can to get to the nearest person that you can or to get help at that time. Guys, I've had to do exactly that. I wrote it in my book, The Hammer, for a reason. I have been under attack. I have survived multiple dog attacks, and I've survived single dog attacks. I am here to tell you, if I did not practice what I preach, I would not be here today. There's no doubt in my mind. Either that or I'd be seriously mangled. I have passed this advice for decades on to clients, and I've had hundreds thank me. I've had their children thank me. I had the lady with the Akita thank me. It's real. This does work. It's been proved out in the wild, been proved against wildlife. It works. This animal is not here to feed on you. But I'm telling you, you explode up out of this ground, you start flailing away at this dog, and now this morphs into self-defense. And now it's the animal that's being attacked by you. And that's not the best strategy to employ when you're being attacked by just one dog. Now, if you want to learn more about what you need to do in a multiple dog attack, that's a horrible situation. You are in deep trouble when that happens. But again, it's survivable. But the tactics that you use for that are not ones I'm going to share with you on Facebook Live, because they're dark and honestly, they're extremely violent. It is a life or death situation, period. No more politics, no more nothing. It is you or those dogs. But this right here is extremely survivable. One dog attacks. Do what I tell you to do. Trust it. It works. Crawl away and then walk away. Either way, you'll be alive and you'll still be on this planet and you'll get past this moment. Guys, be safe. When you're out there, do everything you can to prevent being attacked by a dog, but sometimes it just happens. No matter what you try, you didn't see it coming. It's there. It's on you. You got to deal with it. Deal with it right. Follow these steps, and you'll get to watch more of my Facebook Live videos. I care about you guys. This will keep you alive, I promise. Do what I tell you to do. Found this information valuable? Share it to someone so they'll be around. Until then, be safe. I'll see you tomorrow.